Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today's video we're going to be taking a look at the new Cquartz DLight coating here, and I got my CarPro shirt. I want to thank Avi for sending this to me a couple years ago, maybe about a year ago. So yeah, he hooked me up with the CarPro shirt, the second one I have. So we're going to go over DLight, what its intended purpose is. Will be honest, I actually already cheated because I actually applied it to the passenger side pillars that have PPF, and also the rear piece that has PPF. I polished off those pillars because C6 Hydro Light wasn't performing very well. It lost its hydrophobics within like 6 months, and it was just sheeting, not beading, so it wasn't really doing much. I think for Hydro Light to work on PPF, you're going to want to apply a second layer on there. That's just my experience. Again, didn't really do well 6 months on PPF. On paint's doing pretty well. So let's just get to the topic of DLight, what its intended purpose is, because people are going to ask what it's for. And if you look at the packaging, so here's the package in the box here. It says it prevents yellowing and fading of headlights, PPF, and other plastics. Great for topping existing coatings. Because this product is so new, I didn't have the full details, and again, I have the resource to reach out to Avi over at CarPro. He actually is the main guy. He always sent me the products from their Korea facility. So I reach out to him, and he gave me all the details on DLight and also on Gliss 2.0, which we'll take a look at this a bit later. But I had some questions about DLight, and this is what he basically said. And it says these are his words, and I want you guys to kind of just understand what he went through to kind of get this coating to be developed. So it says, this is a project I was working for like a year, where the idea started from language difference, finally having a coat for faded headlights. It sounds simple, right? But it's very challenging to prevent UV rays which burn the plastic surface and keep it fully transparent. Also, how to make a coat bond on polycarbonate or other plastics for a long time. So DLight has a very unique UV absorbent which actually prevent the rays from penetrating the surface under, yet it's transparent. UVA and UVB rays are the ones that do damage and yellow on any surface, PPF as well. The main purpose of this coat is UV block, 200 to 350 nanometers on average. The most harmful is 313 millimeter UVB. It says the coat is based on Cquartz Go, so it adds hardness to the surface. It says for headlights, so this is gonna be a little tricky here because this is kind of coming straight from the guy who helped develop this. You need 3 to 4 layers for headlights. It needs thickness to prevent better on transparent surfaces. On PPF or other plastics like bare trims, 2 layers are enough. I hope that understands. On headlights that don't have PPF on it, just plain headlight surface, you're going to want to apply 3 to 4 layers. We'll get to that in a second here. On PPF and other trims, 2 layers is his recommendation. It says flash times between 5 to 10 minutes depending on room temperature. So he's going to provide all this other information too on how they handle UV and all that, so kind of stay tuned. I did ask him about the questions that said, can it be used on trim instead of deluxe? He says yes, made for that, any plastics. And then I said, where's the other one here? I said, can it be applied to paint, or is it designed primarily for plastic surfaces? He said it can be. It's based on Cquartz Go, so you can actually use it on paint if you wanted to. Hence the box says you can use it on top of other coatings to add that UV, those UV inhibitors onto your existing coating. I asked him if it can be used on vinyl. He says yes, possible too. Just need to wipe off. Just need to make sure. Basically, I'm translating because of the language barrier here. It says just need to make sure that you wipe it off and don't end up with streaks on the vinyl. So hopefully that kind of helps. And then I asked them about PPF because they do have, and I have this in front of me right now, so let me open it. I do have a bottle of Cquartz Skin. Now Cquartz Skin, I'm going to pop this open too, was designed for PPF, and you're probably going like, well, why do they now have DLight and when they have Skin? It's like, do I need both? And the answer to that is no, you don't need both. It's one or the other. Let me kind of get this plastic off. So again, they have Cquartz skin here, and so I asked him what's the difference between the two, and he says skin is mostly for smooth and hydrophobics, won't help much with anti-UV. DLight is to protect from UVA, UVB. UVB is the hardest rays to protect from. Not many can do it. The principle is that material that they used absorbs ultraviolet rays and converts them into heat energy, which afterwards is released into the air. So that is pretty cool, right? So they're taking the UV rays that it's blocking and it's transmitted it as heat from the surface. So that's actually pretty neat. So he answered all the questions I had for this. And so again, now that you have two PPF coatings, which one is the one that you're going to choose? Because now you have DLight, which can be applied to PPF, and then you also have skin, which can be applied to PPF. And it's like, well, which one do you choose? If UV, let me do this. If UV is not a problem, then and cost is also an undeterminate factor, then skin's going to be the choice, because this is actually the cheaper of the two coatings. Just know that going in. So again, if you don't want to spend the cost on DLight, then you go with this. I'll put the price down below because I'm going off the top of my head. I want to say this is $80, I think, and this is 90, something like right around there. This is 90 for 30 mils, 80 for how much is this? 50 milliliters of product. I believe that's what it was. So again, you're getting more product here, but you're not getting the UV inhibitors. And so if like I said, if cost is an issue for you, like you don't want to pay that $90 for the DLight, then you can just go with this, and this will do pretty well on its own as well. The other thing with skin is if you don't live in an area where UV is a concern, then skin is probably going to be the one for you. I've actually already applied DLight to the PPF, and I can tell you that skin is actually definitely slicker on there. So again, if you want the UV inhibitors and cost is not a problem for you, maybe you live in a high UV area, then you're going to want to do this. So let's get back to the flash time. I mean the layering aspect. So they're recommending, just from Avi, 3 to 4 layers on headlights. What does that mean? That means it's going to be a long time in between coats, because per the instructions that come with the kit here, and I'm going to pull them out right here so you guys don't challenge me or say anything here, because I did read them. It tells you right here, allow 1 hour drying time between layers. And it even tells you here, DLight requires a minimum of 2 layers. But if you want the best performance per Avi, he recommends 3 to 4. So again, you can get by with 2, but 3 to 4 layers is the better option for headlights if you want the maximum performance that they're recommending. So that means you're going to be waiting a long time, because it's 1 hour in between coats. So that's going to be a long process. PPF, it's 2 layers. And so kind of just want to mention that. Now there's a little difference in the instructions here versus what's on CarPro US. Let me bring out my phone here, because I want to kind of say that there's a discrepancy in this. I'm sorry, I mean there's a lot of information on here that I want to share, and I want to make sure I get everything right for you guys to be successful in choosing the right product for you. So I kind of just want to keep that in mind here. Okay, so if I'm looking claim durability for this is up to 3 years. They're not saying exactly 3 years, up to 3 years. You're going to get pretty good protection on there. Where was it at? What am I looking for here? The layering on CarPro US. So they state that for best performance, apply 2 layers. Second layer can be applied after 4 hours or immediately if baked with IR lights where applicable. So it already varies differently from the instructions that come with the kit. So I want to go with the directions that come with the kit, because those are the people that actually develop the coating. So we're going to just do 2 layers, 1 hour apart on any surface that has PPF. The trim on the Equinox is in good shape because I use DIY Detail Restore and Protect, so I have no need for this on plastic trim, but you can apply it to plastic trim. All the headlights here in my lineup here, the Equinox, the Camaro, the Grand Prix, and the Apollo, all have PPF on the headlights, so I don't have the ability to test this on just polycarbonate headlights without PPF. I just don't have that on there. So I think that's pretty much it on here. I'm just kind of just making sure that I didn't miss anything here. And of course you don't want to apply it in direct sunlight, that type of thing. And I think that's pretty much it. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the application process for this. Again, I apologize, there's just so much information. I want to get this out to you on here. So I'm polishing out the PPF on the pillars here because I'm starting fresh. Now you have the option, you can use any polish you want and you're going to panel wipe it. So if you want to stay within the CarPro family, you have CarPro Reflect, which is a good polish, and it'll do a great job here. I'm actually testing it with Essence because I want to see how it plays with Essence. I want to play with that aspect of it. On the headlights, when I coat the headlights, I'm just going to just put Reflect. I'm going to polish them up. I haven't put any coating on the PPF on the headlights. I don't think I did, but just to be sure, I'm going to polish them with Reflect. So the headlights will have 2 layers of this on the PPF, and on the pillars it'll be Essence, and I'll show you how to work with Essence just to share some tips that you can be successful in using Essence. So again, lots of information. I apologize for that. If you guys want to skip ahead, by all means skip ahead. Let's go to the application process of DLight, and I'm actually going to show you the polishing process of polishing PPF with Essence. Again, we're going to talk about Essence here, so bear with me as I walk over to the Equinox. And yes, I am doing this outside, and the good thing is I have shade, so I'm gonna see if I can get you guys the best view here. But this is covered in PPF here on both sides here, and also this piece here has PPF. So I just coated this piece. It looks really great, it looks glossy and all that business. Again, these areas here have been having issues with what do you call it, Hydrolight. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to wipe down the pillars here because the car did sit outside. I washed it yesterday, but I want to wipe some of the dust off. So kind of let me see if I can get you guys in picture so you guys can actually see what I'm doing. So I have some N914 in the bottle, and I just have a little towel here. Okay, so that's really that simple. I just wanted to wipe down any dust that's on there. And so now I'm going to be using Essence. So I have Essence here, and I'm using the Shine Mate EB210. I have the 5-inch backing plate on here, or the 5-inch millimeter throw with the 3-inch backing plate, kind of the DA version. Let me turn this on. Okay, so make sure it spins, and I'm going to pop this door open because I want to work on just one pillar at a time on here. So I'm going to just go ahead and just apply a little bit of Essence, and I'll bring it in closer in a minute. Okay. So very simple here with Essence. I'm just going to apply it here to this trim piece. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward using Essence here. I'm pulling the pad off the backing plate because I want to get on this little piece here. I'm just showing you how to prep your PPF for this. I'm going to take a towel and just wipe off essence, and you can see essence is kind of if you're getting like that kind of streaking, and we'll show you how to fix that. It's just the PPF is very absorbent here, so I could keep wiping it, but rather than doing that, I'll just take the pad and nightly do this, because I didn't work essence down enough to break it down, and so that's what it does on there. Actually, I think I'm gonna go over it with the machine one more time with one quick pass. Actually, it's good that that showed up. So if you have like these little issues here like this, it's because essence didn't break down enough. So just a quick little, should do it. There we go. And that took it off. So again, if you have issues with essence, just kind of know that going through. Got some schmutz on here. Okay, so now that's polished. Okay, next thing, I'm gonna grab another towel, and we're gonna use, luckily I still have a bottle of eraser, so I'm gonna go ahead and spray some in a separate towel. The eraser can no longer be purchased in California. And then I'm just going to wipe down the oils, and you're probably going like, well, aren't you going to take off the ceramic SiO2 that's in essence? The answer is no, because we've broken it down with the machine, so the heat's going to kind of break that down for us and keep that in there, because the surface still feels slick from it. And I'll just go over it one more time just to make sure that there's no oils on there. So that's how you work with essence. Yes, I recommend a panel wipe. Even CarPro recommends a panel wipe, and I wanted to show that. So let me get the applicator block ready. Okay, so I'm going to use the applicator block that came with it, and I'm going to go ahead and just use the suede, and we'll go over the application here. Okay, since this is already primed, I only need a couple drops on the surface here. And then let me bring you in closer so you guys actually see this coating going down. Okay, so I'm going to just apply this line here, and then I'll just move back and forth like so. And because I'm not paying attention here, I actually did get some on the trim. So what I've been doing is I've been folding the applicator in my hand to give me better control over this piece to get into the lower pieces. So I'm just kind of working this in to the PPF, and we're done with that. So we're gonna let this kind of flash for, you can see it's already starting to rainbow here. Because I'm outside, it's gonna take quite a bit of time to not flash. I mean, it's gonna flash quicker because I'm getting a little air coming in through, but we're gonna let this kind of set up for a couple minutes, and while that's doing it, I'm gonna go ahead and polish this other pillar here. I just leave the door open, move you guys over with this pillar, and again, I want to go ahead and polish this side. In preparation to put Cquartz skin. And I need to go get my other suede too. Okay, so let me just kind of So again, just work this area here. Let me turn the machine on. So I turn it off. Okay, so just some quick passes there. Let me just get this bottom piece here by hand. And really, the only reason why I'm polishing this is just to remove the old coating on there. So I'll just go ahead and wipe this off. See, this one I was able to kind of get essence to work out a little better because I went over it one less pass real quick. And I'm going to get my towel that has the eraser on it. I'll spray some in here. I'm going to just wipe this down. And let that flash. You can see the eraser just flash off the surface. And I'll go over it one more time. And just to make sure I knocked off the pieces here. So by the time I did this one, I should be ready to remove the other coating on it. And pop that over there. Okay, so now we're going to come back over here. And you can see it, I think you can see it's rainbowed. And I'm just checking to see if I'm moving any coating. I'm not. And then, actually I wiped it off at the right time. So again, it's not the slickest coating on the market here. Like I'll do skin on the other one. And so it's not the slickest. But it is relatively easy to work with. It feels similar to Cquartz Go, where it's more of a smooth finish, not slick. I'm just making sure I wiped it off completely. Yeah, it does feel, like I said, it doesn't feel super slick, but I guess we have that in there. So let me kind of put all my stuff away here for essence. We're going to move DLight over here, and then we're going to give Cquartz skin a go on the other side. So that's all the stuff for DLight, and then I'll flip my towel on this side. I'm gonna grab a suede for skin. Okay, so there's the block. Actually, I'll just grab the suede from here. They're the same, and then we're going to apply skin, and we're going to let this kind of flash on the surface as well. I'll put the camera down for a minute. I'm just going to prep my block, and then we're going to have skin. I'm going to just shake it real quick. I'm going to move it away from my face, just in case it does have any pressure, but it doesn't. So I've used skin for a very long time, and it works really great. It works great on like vinyl pieces as well. Vinyl, PPF, matte vinyl, it works great. So I'm going to just go ahead and prime my applicator with a few drops. Actually, that's more than enough to apply on there. And just again, I want to just show the difference between the two. So this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal. Okay, so there we go. Just put a little bead of product on the center, and then just work it into the PPF. And you're probably going to ask yourself, well, do I need a dedicated PPF coating? Ooh, that's a tough one for me to answer because I don't have a full PPF vehicle to where I can state that not to use. Like you can just use a paint coating. You can just use a paint coating. Just know that it may not last that long on there because paint coatings are designed to bond to clear coat. So I'm not the resident guru for that. Like I said, I've used regular coatings on PPF before, and it does seem to work. I'm just kind of spreading this out. Just kind of let this go, and then we'll let this flash on there. So again, I'm not the resident guru on there. I'm going to see what the directions say for skin. I haven't used skin in so long and don't recall what it says on there. Bruce will be happy because I'm reading the instructions. Okay, it says apply skin, let flash 2 to 3 minutes. Where best forms apply 2 layers, where the second layer can be applied after 4 hours. So again, that's kind of a bummer with skin also, because you have to wait 4 hours in between layers, and so I gotta wait 4 hours. I basically gotta come back out here in 4 hours and apply this coating on there. So I guess that's where I think we have one advantage for DLight as well. Okay, so we're gonna let this kind of just do this thing. I applied it kind of thick, so let's let this flash. And we'll go from there. So yeah, I'm just going to keep an eye on it. Again, I just put my finger in there. Getting to the point where it's ready to come off. Again, I'm working outside. It's like 70 something degrees today. Alright, yeah, this side looks like it did pretty well. Let me go back to this side of the towel. Yeah, it's a smooth finish, so it definitely does get a little slicker as it starts to cure. Let me pull my towel back. Yeah, it's starting to get there. So yeah, so it does seem like it's smoothed out quite a bit more after it's been curing. How about this one? Yeah, it still feels the same. Did I get some coating on the glass here? That I did. Okay. I'll fix my towel while you're waiting this to flash. I think it's a good time to wipe this off. Okay. Yeah, so it's starting to do the sweating effect on here, and that's when you know it's ready to be wiped off. Hopefully you guys can see that. It's doing the sweating effect. So at this point, it's time to wipe this off. And this is like, I mean, the wipe off on this is just amazing, super slick. Yeah, this feels great. This is why I like skin, because it was so slick. Yeah, there's no comparison. So alright, so that's the application process. We'll just keep an eye on this here. I'm going to coat. Yeah, it just feels good. I think it's enough wiped off. So from an appearance standpoint, they look the same, right? You're not going to be telling the difference between the two. But what's going to give us away is the slickness. No comparison. This skin is just so much slicker than this. This feels smooth versus slick. And so this feels great on here. So just kind of let you guys know that that's how this is going. Just make sure I wipe off any schmutz on there. Okay, so that's the application for DLight and skin. So again, hopefully you guys got a taste of that. So we went over the application and the process to get the surface ready for DLight here. Again, if you want the most UV in your coating for plastics. This is going to be it. So for plastic trim, PPF, your B pillar. So if your B pillar didn't have PPF like this one does, you can use it on that. You can use it on paint on top of another coating, maybe if you want to have a base layer of something else. And then you put this for UV purposes on there. Maybe that's something, another option you could do. But I just want to show you the application process from this. Again, really nice application. And then I'm going to just compare it to skin and just kind of see how it holds up on that PPF there. Again, this has a real nice user experience, very slick coating, works out very well. Again, this doesn't have the UV that DLight has, but it's cheaper than DLight. So again, you're going to have to kind of decide what you want. If you want UV protection, you get DLight. If you don't need UV protection, then you go with skin on your PPF vehicles. If you're going to look for a coating that's good for all plastic surfaces on there, trim, PPF, maybe like these pillars are PPF, trim, headlights, DLight's going to be the choice to go with. So again, hopefully this helps. I know this is a longer video. I just want to showcase that the application process for DLight, how to prep the surface, how to use Essence, share some tips with that, and then going over the application of DLight versus skin on PPF. So again, thanks for watching, guys. If you have any comments or questions, go ahead and post down below, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care, everyone.